Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are safe at home. I am your history teacher from St. Paul's High School. Today we are going to study second chapter of history. The name of the lesson is Sources of History. In standard 5th, you all learned about sources of history and its three types. Now in this chapter we are going to understand sources of history and each type in detail. Students, we can see a number of objects used by our ancestors still exist. What are those objects? I'll take you through some of these objects. Flute, ornaments, agriculture tools, pots. Sources like these help us to understand our history. Likewise, we also learn history through customs and traditions. Customs and tradition means a belief which is passed on to society. Examples are holiday traditions such as Christmas, Diwali or Eid. These are customs and traditions followed over a period of time. Folk literature. Folk literature includes the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. These are two greatest and most widely read epics in India. Folk arts. Examples of folk arts are Kalamkari painting and Warli painting, etc. etc. Historical documents. Historical documents includes maps, images and manuscripts. Students, all these are known as sources of history. Students, sources of history are of three types: material sources, written sources, oral sources. Let us understand each point in detail. Material sources. Students, we all use a variety of things in our day-to-day lives. I have listed down some of the things we use in our daily life. You can see the same on your screen, such as book, bottle, cap, bag, glass, etc. etc. They are known as artifacts. Artifacts used by humans in the past provide us valuable information about life in the ancient times. We can decide the period of ancient artifacts like earthen pots by studying the shapes, color and design on ancient pots. Students, now you can see the ornaments used by ancient people. Those were made of different metals. The ornaments and other artifacts throw light on social interaction. We get information about the diet of the people from the remains of food grains, seeds, and bones of animals found in excavation. We also find the remains of houses and buildings built in different historical periods. Also, we find the ancient coins and seals. All these give us information about human activities in the past. All such artifacts, articles, monuments are called the material sources of history. Students, now we will learn the second type, that is written sources. The Stone Age people have recorded many events and expressed their emotions in paintings on rocks. It was only after thousands of years that man learned the art of writing. So, what human beings used to do in the beginning when they were not aware of art of writing? They used symbols and signs to record their thoughts and ideas. You can see the same on your screen. It took thousands of years for a script to develop from this. Students, in the beginning, man wrote on potsherds, unbaked bricks using pointed objects. He also used purja tree barks to write on it. As his knowledge and experience increased, he began to write in different ways. Many rulers had their orders, judicial decisions, donations, etc. inscribed on stone or copper plates. Over a period of time, many forms of literature developed. They include books or religions and social subjects, plays, poetry, etc. etc. Students, we have so far completed two types of sources of history, that is, material sources and written sources. Now, let us move on to the third type, that is, oral sources. Ovids, folk tales, folk songs, and similar literature is passed on from generation to generation by word of mouth. This literature is not in written form. Its authors are unknown. This type of literature preserved by oral tradition form the oral sources of history. Now, I will show you a chart of sources of ancient Indian history. Material sources, artifacts, rock paintings, pottery, terracotta, beads, ornaments, sculptures, metal objects, coins, weapons, structural remains, caves, houses, stupas, rock-cut caves, temples, churches, mosques, pillars. Written sources, inscription on Harappan seals, Vedic literature, Mesopotamian clay tablets, manuscript copies of Mahabharata and Ramayana, Jain and Buddhist literature, writing of Greek historian travelogues, travelogues by Chinese travels, books on grammar, Puranas and inscriptions. Oral sources, the Vedic, Buddhist and Jain literature of ancient India was preserved by oral tradition. It is now available in the written form. Even so, the oral tradition is still alive. When oral composition are used for the history writing, they are included in the oral sources. Students, I hope you all are so far clear with three types of sources of history. Now, we all are going to study sources of ancient Indian history. Students, you can see two pictures on your screen. The first picture reveals the Stone Age period and the second picture is of 8th century. You can see there is a lot of transformation from the Stone Age period to the 8th century. Students, what is the Stone Age period and the 8th century period? What is different between both the periods? The Stone Age was a prehistorical period during which stone is widely used to make implements with an edge, a point or a surface. And 8th century is generally taken as the beginning because society, economic, religion and the culture underwent many changes during this century. The ancient period of Indian history extends from the Stone Age to the 8th century CE. Student, hope you all know what is CE. We all learned this in standard 5th history. CE means Christian era, which is also known as Common Era. We learn about the Stone Age period of Indian history through archaeological excavations. Students, what is archaeological excavation? It is the study of human activity through the recovery and analysis of material culture. At that time, script had not developed and hence no written sources are available. Here, script refers to any particular system of writing, means of human communication. However, information about the ancient period from 1500 BC onwards can be derived from Vedic literature. Here, BCE means before Common Era or before Christian era. Students, What is Vedic literature? Vedic literature means any of the most ancient sacred writings written in early Sanskrit. In the beginning, these Vedas were not in the written form because at that time script had not developed. Hence, the ancient Indians had developed the technique of memorizing and reciting them. From above, what we understand is the ancient people had no choice but to memorize everything. You can also say the same in the given picture, where the Pandit is memorizing and reciting because at that time no written script was developed. The Vedas were written down later on. The Vedas and post-Vedic literature form an important source of ancient Indian history. Important sources of ancient Indian history includes Brahmanas, Upanishads, epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Jain and Buddhist literature, plays, poems, stone inscriptions, pillar inscriptions, and travelogues by foreign travelers. I repeat it again. Brahmanas, Upanishads, epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Jain and Buddhist literature, plays, poems, stone inscriptions, pillar inscriptions, travelogues by foreign travelers. We also learn about ancient Indian history through material sources like archaeological remains, ancient monuments, and coins found in excavations. Students, are you clear with sources of ancient Indian history? Now, we are going to study what are precautions to be taken while writing history. Students, it is not simple to write history. It needs so many precautions to be taken. A written document cannot be said to be authentic just because it is old. It needs to be examined critically as to who wrote it, why and when it was written. Students, we are finished with the entire topic. Now, I will give you an activity and few questions. I want you all to note down and answer the same in your notebook. Activity is collect pictures or photos of materials and written sources and exhibit them. Now question for you. Classify the following sources as material, written and oral sources. Copper plate, folk tales, pottery, beads, travelogues, ovis, inscriptions, Vedic literature, stupa, coin and Puranas. Now one exercise that you can do at your home. Observe any coin and note the following things. Inscription on the coin, metal used, year of the coin, symbol on the coin, picture, language, shape and denomination of the coin. Students, we are done with this chapter, that is sources of history. See you all in next video with new chapter. Thank you.